Well, folks, we have another Star Wars movie being delayed. Another creative team walks away. And once again, Lucasfilm seems more lost than ever in the galaxy far, far away. So what exactly is going on with this Rey Skywalker movie? And more importantly, why is it this hard to make a Star Wars trilogy when the blueprint is already written in so many books fans have loved for decades? Let's talk about this current mess and how I would fix it. What's up, Headless Horde? So here we go again. The Rey Skywalker movie, which was supposed to begin filming in just a few months, has been delayed indefinitely.
Oh no, not again.
The big news: Steven Knight, the screenwriter who took over after Damon Lindelof exited the project, has now left the film as well. According to multiple reports, a new writer has quietly stepped in, but Lucasfilm hasn't officially announced who that is. Production has stalled and the film is no longer on the fast track. Now look, I don't think this movie is completely cancelled yet, but it's not a good sign. This is the same movie that was supposed to restart the Star Wars movie slate, with Daisy Ridley returning as Rey to rebuild the Jedi Order 15 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker. Directed by Charmin Obey-Chinoy, it was pitched as a fresh beginning, but now we're stuck in development limbo once again. At this point, I've got to ask the question we're all thinking about. How is it this hard to create a Star Wars trilogy? This franchise is literally built on trilogies, from the original trilogy to the prequels, and heck, even the sequel trilogy. Love it or hate it, it got finished. But since then, it's been complete chaos. The Rogue Squadron movie, cancelled. Rian Johnson's trilogy, vaporware. The Kevin Feige film, gone. And now the Rey movie is drifting like a broken hyperdrive. But here's the real kicker. They already have the material. Star Wars has an incredible backlog of stories that are just begging to be adapted. You want a gritty, ancient Jedi vs. Sith epic? Cool. Here are 3 trilogies ready to go. First up, we have Darth Revan. His story, originally told in Knights of the Old Republic, is a fan favorite and absolutely perfect for the big screen. Revan was a Jedi Knight who fell to the dark side during the Mandalorian Wars, became a Sith Lord, and then, through betrayal and loss, redeemed himself. It's got political complexity, romance, war, betrayal, everything. The 2011 novel Revan by Karpyshyn deepens his character and ties into the larger Old Republic mythos. Why not bring Karpyshyn into the room? Let him shape the script. He already did the hard part. He made fans care. Second option. What about Darth Bane? The origin of the Rule of Two. Bane's trilogy, also written by Karpyshyn, includes Path of Destruction, Rule of Two, and Dynasty of Evil. It's a dark, brutal look at the Sith, loaded with philosophical tension and raw power struggles. Probably something that we should have gotten from The Acolyte. This is a Game of Thrones meets Star Wars, so think about that. Bane's fall, his discovery of the ancient Sith teachings, and his plan to rebuild the Sith from the ground up. That's the start of a villain-led trilogy that could flip the whole franchise on its head. People would eat this up. And then number 3, Darth Plagueis. Listen, the legendary Sith Lord who could cheat death, immortalized by Palpatine's eerie monologue in Revenge of the Sith.
You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? He could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
We know how the story works. The 2012 novel, Darth Plagueis, by James Luceno, is a masterpiece. It connects to Palpatine, midichlorians, the fall of the Republic, and the creation of the Clone Wars. And let me be real, Luceno deserves to be in that writer's room. His novel adds so much depth to the prequel era. This could be a cerebral, slow-burn political thriller with Sith alchemy, Jedi corruption, and the rise of the galaxy's greatest villain. To this date, I still believe that this is the best novel out there for you Star Wars fans. So what is Lucasfilm doing? Why aren't these stories being developed? Why are they reinventing the wheel again and again when the expanded universe has the keys to a dozen potential blockbusters? Bring the authors in, collaborate, do what the fans want you to do. Respect the fans who have kept this franchise alive during all these years without any movies. Instead, we get endless delays and shallow storytelling. Now close your eyes and let's imagine what these Star Wars trilogies could look like. Each of them distinct, cinematic, and deeply rooted in fan-loved lore. These aren't just stories, they're events capable of revitalizing Star Wars on the big screen, the way the original trilogy once did. Here's how each one could unfold. The Revan Trilogy could be the most emotionally complex of the three. Think of a force-powered tragedy mixed with epic war. Movie 1 starts in the middle of the Mandalorian Wars. We follow Revan and his best friend Malak as idealistic Jedi who defy the Council to save the galaxy. Their tactics grow darker, and by the end of the film, they're conquering worlds and questioning the Jedi Code. The second film shows their fall. On a mission into unknown space, they're turned by a hidden Sith empire. Now Darth Revan and Darth Malak return to the Republic, this time as conquerors. But something changes. Revan starts questioning the darkness. There's betrayal, a Jedi ambush, and his mind is wiped. To conclude the trilogy, we have the ultimate redemption arc. Revan, now with fractured memories, must stop Malak, his former friend turned mad Sith tyrant. He rediscovers who he was, who he is, and makes a painful choice to embrace the light, even if the Jedi still fear him. This trilogy has romance, betrayal, war, redemption, and one of the greatest Force user arcs ever written. It's Star Wars meets Dune meets Gladiator. Done right, Revan could become the Anakin Skywalker for a whole new generation. The Darth Bane trilogy would be pure Sith intensity. This is the one where the villains are the main characters, and we witness the evolution of darkness itself. Movie 1, Path of Destruction, shows Dessel, a brutal, abused miner, rising through the Sith ranks during the new Sith Wars. He's not born into power. He earns it through pain, cunning, and rage. Eventually, he takes the name Darth Bane and rejects the corrupt Brotherhood of Darkness. In the second film, called Rule of Two, follows Bane as he wipes out the entire Sith Order with a Force bomb, convinced that only two Sith, a master and an apprentice, should ever exist. He finds a young apprentice, Zana, and begins reshaping the Sith from the shadows. The third film, Dynasty of Evil, is a cold psychological duel between master and apprentice. Zana challenges Bane, who lives, who dies, and who inherits the Sith legacy. This trilogy would be like Breaking Bad in a galaxy far, far away. It explores how power corrupts, how the Sith evolved into Palpatine's lineage, and why the Rule of Two was the most dangerous idea in Star Wars history. And then we have the Darth Plagueis trilogy, a political and psychological slow burn that plays like a dark Star Wars version of House of Cards. Movie 1 opens with Plagueis, a Moon Sith Lord from the banking clans, manipulating galactic finance and experimenting with immortality. He believes the Sith can rule, through subtle control, not war. Along the way, he discovers a young, Force-sensitive boy from Naboo. His name? Sheev Palpatine. Movie 2 dives deep into corruption. Plagueis grooms Palpatine, sets up political pawns, and begins the long con to destabilize the Republic. Jedi and Sith philosophies clash. It's cerebral, it's haunting, and even tragic at times. The final film is The Fall. Palpatine kills Plagueis, in his sleep, of course, and the torch of darkness is passed. The film ends just before The Phantom Menace, with Palpatine entering the Galactic Senate, hiding in plain sight. This trilogy would redefine the prequel era with greater nuance, grounding Palpatine's rise in a deeper Sith mythos. Imagine the end of the third film, with the camera panning out as he whispers to himself, "We will watch your career with great interest." Talk about chills. Each trilogy has its own tone. Revan's is about redemption. Bane's is about legacy and power. And Plagueis, well, it's about manipulation and political decay. They're all cinematic, they're all mythic, and they already have the scripts and stories. They're just called novels. All Lucasfilm has to do is open up a book. Guys, let me know down in the comments, what do you think about this idea, and why do you think that Kathleen Kennedy has decided to completely erase all of this from her mind? Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to keep those heads on, and I will see you guys in the next